Legendary hip-hop recording artist, actor, and filmmaker Ice Cube made the contract with Black America. The contract with Black America simply is a proposal that has several tangibles specifically for Black Americans. Specifically for Black Americans, not people of color, not minorities, but for Black people. He created this months ago and he presented it to the Democrats and the Republicans. The Democrats said, hey, we see that you made tangibles for Black people, but we'll look at it after the election, which they don't know if they're going to win the election or not. The Trump administration and the Republicans decided, hey, we'll take a look at it right now and try to implement that plan into our platinum plan, which isn't shit, right? But at least they said they would take a look at it now. Now, you may believe that they're not going to do anything to change policies for Black people. I don't think so either. But at least they did say that they're going to take a look at it. Or if they have taken a look at it, they tried to implement that in the platinum plan. They tweeted and shouted Ice Cube out. And the first thing that people did was jump and gang up on Ice Cube as if he did something wrong. Let's be clear, Black Americans, I'm talking strictly to Black Americans. Ice Cube is not a Trump supporter. I've been following the man really since I was little, but I've been following him on Twitter and Instagram lately. And he has denounced white supremacy several times. He has tried to implement change by sitting down and creating a document for specifically us. He has criticized both parties several times. But unlike a lot of us who complain about the shit, Ice Cube decided to get with other people to come with a contract for Black Americans. If you look at the policies, which is like the platinum plan for Black people from the Trump administration, and the Lift Every Voice plan from Joe Biden. If you read the fine print, on top is going to say for Black people. But when you read the fine print, you're going to see words like minorities and people of color. Historically, that does not work in our favor, Black people. When you say those words, you include other race groups, other ethnicities, other sexual orientations, and we get put at the bottom of the totem pole. Do you realize when you say minorities, you could be talking about white women? When you say minorities, you could be talking about the LGBTQ community, which Black people are a part of, but still, every race group is a part of the LGBT community. When you say certain things like that, you put Black people at the bottom. So all Ice Cube was doing was saying, hey, I don't like either presidential candidate. I'm not Democrat, I'm not Republican. A lot of Democrats will say, hey, we need to vote for Biden just to get Trump out of office. We know that he's a racist, just like Trump is. He's undercover racist or covert racist, but Trump, he says that he doesn't like people all the time. He's just very vocal about his stuff. But we don't realize that he helped implement the 1994 crime bill, which locked up millions of us. People are still locked up because of that. So please just do your research on that. But Ice Cube was like, I don't like either candidate, right? So since we can't choose exactly who we want and we're presented with these candidates, here is a plan specifically for us. Either one of y'all can bite on it, okay? If you bite on it, make the change. That's all that he did. The problem is a lot of Black Americans have, and I'm a victim of it myself, we grew up thinking Democrat, 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 Democrat. I know from my generation, that's what I was told, go and vote Democrat, which is an issue because you're supposed to vote for whoever has your best interest, not who likes you or not who believes that white supremacy is overall and they're racist towards Black people and all that stuff. Not who likes you, but who will provide policy changes. During the civil rights era, we fought for policy changes. Now, unfortunately, it wasn't specifically for us, but we fought for policy changes to a racist, corrupt system. So how is that different from what Ice Cube is doing right now? He's just going to both white supremacists, because Joe Biden is a white supremacist just like Trump is. Trump is just has the mask off and lets you know that. Biden does it too, to a certain degree, but a lot of us are really just so desperate to get Trump out of office. So there's no issue with what Ice Cube has done. He's not working with the Republicans. And even if he was working with the Republicans, don't you think that to implement change, and if someone's willing to hear you out and trying to make the change for you, even if they don't like you, because they could still be racist, they still are racist, both Democrat and Republicans. The problem is when we criticize Joe Biden. See, the thing is, we've had 4 years of Trump already. We know that he's racist. We know that he is, right? So Joe Biden comes into play, the Democrats come into play, and we're so desperate to get Trump out of office that we overlook, or some of us don't overlook it, we just want Trump out of office, but we will criticize Joe Biden, but then say, well, y'all not talking about Trump. We've been talking about Trump for the last 4 years. We know this already, right? If one person, if a man rapes one woman versus a man raping multiple women, who is worse? It's the same crime. It's still fucked up. Both of them are criminals. So the whole thing is, what can be done? What can we do to implement the change? The same people who are criticizing Ice Cube, who talk about policy changes, first of all, you don't understand voting locally is way more important. The whole presidential thing, I mean, I get it, but you have to realize and understand politics. And a lot of us don't understand that. You go to a job every day, not all, but most of us go to a job every day where we may not like our bosses. We hate our bosses. They could be white supremacists. They could be racist, but you don't let that get in the way of you getting a paycheck. This is the same situation. We know that these are racist. We're just saying, what we have an agenda. Let's stick to the agenda. Why are we so afraid to present agendas to people? There's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely. And if you feel like there's something wrong with that, then you're politically ignorant. Some people, if we explain certain things to people and they choose not to get it, then it's stupidity, right? A lot of people just want to vote to get Trump out of office. Okay, Ice Cube said, okay, I get that. Then what? What do we do after that? Well, we'll worry about that later. No, you don't worry about it later, because once they get in office, they really don't have to listen to what the hell you say, because they're in there for 4 years because you voted them in there. So present them with something tangible. This is what we want. These are our demands. Another thing that people were addressing is that, well, Ice Cube plan is trash because he didn't include black women and black LGBTQ. The last time that I checked, whether you're black and gay, black and straight, black woman, black man, you're black people. So in that respect, you mean to tell me if right now we were approved to get reparations, would you jump out and say, hey, is it reparations for black women too? Is it reparations for black LGBT people too? No, because we're all black. Stop listening to these idiotic Democrat racist people that want to divide us, because they know we're weak-minded when it comes to politics. Not all of us, but a lot of us really show our true colors. Look up the 1994 crime bill. Look at what Kamala Harris has done to black people. We just have to realize what is at hand. Neither one is going to save us from anything. Now, the truth is, even though Ice Cube made that policy plan, they know already what policies need to be changed, right? Just because you write a plan doesn't mean that it's going to be changed, okay? Now, I'm not discrediting Ice Cube at all, because I think it's a great idea, because a lot of rappers will talk about shit, or entertainers talk about shit, but they are not actually trying to come up with a plan or an agenda, right? But they know the agendas that we need already. They know that already. So what do we do in the meantime? We force the change, force policy changes, okay? It's going to take more than the actual plan. It takes action, 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 okay? If we want things to stop, then we have to force it to stop, okay? I've broken down this many times in the different videos. Please go look back to see what I'm talking about. But the main reason I made this video is because we're ignorant politically, and we need to be smarter about this, not just thinking about the presidential election. For anybody who chooses not to support Ice Cube for what he just did, shame on you. You shouldn't be shaming on anybody that is fighting for us. Ice Cube made it specifically for black people. Go back and look at his Instagram page. Don't look at Ice Cube and Trump and just think he's a Trump supporter. The problem is a lot of us feel like if someone goes against Joe Biden or criticizes Joe Biden, they automatically think that we're Trump supporters. That's not the case. It's not the case at all. Just because you criticize the other person, this is the new booty. This is the new person in the room. So we're like, okay, what you got? Oh, you did all this? We don't rock with you. Make the change. But no, but look what Trump did. We know that already. Nobody is being a Trump supporter. Black people, please, 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 please research. Don't go for the okie doke. Don't read just the headlines. Actively look and look at the tangibles. Please do it. All right. This is Red Speaks. Follow me at JAYR3D. And before I leave, please don't think in any shape, form, or fashion this is supporting Donald Trump at all. This is criticizing the people that criticize Ice Cube and also criticizing Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. They're held just as accountable as Trump is. All we want is policy change. Whoever's in office needs to make the change, and we need to force that agenda on them. But anyway, follow me at JAYR3D. Subscribe to youtube.com/We Authentic Network. This is Red Speaks.